Actually, I wonder if I just did everything like this, where I'm chewing on my microphone, but the volume on it's down, so it physically can't peak. If that would improve my sound. I want to improve my sound. Why aren't you people watching me? Okay, that's enough of that. I pulled out one of my chin hairs, and I don't like it. Scene 1, take 487. Clap. Hello, everybody. This is Blaze of Glory, and welcome to Stanley's Parabola. I miss Stanley. Stanley was dope. Begin the game. So in the last episode, I got a bunch of endings, and I didn't get the 4-hour ending because, you know, I wasn't about to do that for 4 hours.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, memo. So in this one, I'm going to try to get it to the point where I can, like, do the... Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I guess not. In this point, I'm gonna... Or in this game, I'm gonna try to
When
go
Stanley came to a set of two open
the
this
other...
was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Like, where it gave me the
Stanley
phone
knew it
call, and I'm gonna
perfectly
answer the
well.
phone and see what's up.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
I can just remember how to get
admire
there.
It. Yes, truly a room
I guess
worth
all the
admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I might do that one next.
Stanley was so bad at following directions. It's
Okay, so I
incredible he
remember
wasn't
that-
fired years ago.
It wasn't one of the ones where I
Look,
hop
Stanley,
off
I
of
think
this
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
onto the
foot
railing.
here. I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not. I realize
Also,
that investing your trust in someone else can be
there's
difficult,
no way that'd
but
be able to
the fact
support
is
itself.
that the story has
Yeah,
been
ballpark.
about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
For her, who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Well, all right.
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Sure. Why not? Let's just take me back.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
I can't seem to
All
move.
right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Oh, sad face.
Gotcha. Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Respect,
Did you
narrator.
actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Oof.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Wow, respect, narrator. That one actually hurt a little. Ow.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press E on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I mean, he's not wrong. Ouch, but he's not wrong.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
It's just a different thing disappear when
But
I
in
press
his
in.
mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Wow. Press P to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he
Is this
imagined
the
that
TV?
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press M to spend time with the boys.
So
The
he went
boys!
further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors
Yeah,
and that he
I'm
could
with the
go through
boys.
either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press Y to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press I to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Wait, so press K to tell your wife you love her. Wait, so is this like... Is this all in Stanley's head? Because his life sucks and he's tired of it? Oh man, too relatable, my dude. Too relatable.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press R to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press T to be at work in the morning. Ah, now see, the narrator said to do it, so I instantly don't want to do it, but I also want to do it. It'll probably have me here forever until I press T, I think. We'll give it about 10 more seconds. I just punched my
You
wife.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
With a mirror. Press O to question nothing? Or is that 0?
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Yeah.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley
Please
pushed a button.
die.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
guess I did just die. Huh. That's an ending, sure.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
There's so many This game is like the onioniest onion to ever onion. There's... Oh, hello. The end is never the end is never the end.
No matter
is never
how
the
hard
end.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, this is new.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right, first
And
open
so
door
he
left.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. I'm going down. Because the end is never the end is never the end is never the end. Oh,
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Yeah.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh, dude, I totally should have ran through that door
No,
while I had to.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Now he's screwing with me.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yeah,
Konami
yep,
code.
Okay, yes.
Nice.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
That's just a truck. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Which
Quick,
one's my
Stanley,
room?
close your eyes. Okay,
now what?
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
That one was
It's all
fired.
rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Nice. I love that ending. With the broom
All of his
closet
co-workers
is
were
my
gone.
favorite.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. What if I go through here, and I just go?
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Eh?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change? Stanley,
here.
did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, so I can't go here unless I go here and then go left. Boy, it's a good thing I have the most impeccable sense of direction, because I have no clue where I'm going or where
I'll
I've been.
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No! Ah, sad face. Well, that is another ending, I guess.
All of this... Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm game. Let's go! What's this say? Username, access, some other stuff, and now it's off. Can I go through here? Now see, I don't really want to try opening doors because it never works.
I knew we'd miss something.
But also,
the story.
I can't
Here
not
it
because it
comes.
might be something cool.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, ew. Ew.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yes! I won Stanley's Parable!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good
Yeah.
job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Fair. But also, like, it's almost as if, like, we're just two old gods jerking each other around at this point.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This suddenly it reminds me of when I was in CSC 201, where we had this little Lego robot car thing that we had to like put together and had to program it to follow a line and stuff. It was adorable. Can I go here? What? I want to play solitaire. Fine, whatever. Because the end is never the end is never the end is never the end.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
True.
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Yes.
Whoa.
Ah,
ew. Weird back there.
Ew.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was
There's
going
a
with all
mug that says alpha
You know
male.
what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Number 6.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
This fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, wow, it just went. Oh, hey, look, we're back here.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
He just restarted. I bet.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent
Nothing.
people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, what's this? I always turn that thing off. Except when I don't.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our
KFC's
story
coming
to
back
be?
up on me.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm
This
ready
is
for
literally
it.
just a square room where I walk around it. I love that about it. Into big zooms. The line of adventure has crashed down upon
No,
me.
not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No
Same.
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay, yeah, why not? I should just crash through like, nope, I'm out.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our
Ooh,
control.
a choice.
How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay,
All
so I
right.
know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny
Vampire
awaits.
survivors. I drew a pentagram. Oh, I guess I have to go through this door. The confusing ending? Or the confusion
Hold on,
ending?
what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game
Wow.
eight times? That's really how all this goes?
After
It's
a long
all
time, Stanley dies.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall.
Ah!
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game.
The
I won't
roadmap of
do
how
it.
we've done
I
so
won't
far.
do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
17,
Does that
17,
mean,
17.
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I doubt it.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
You
not
ain't
quite
wrong.
sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
The hell?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Then what if I go this way? Oh no, I think this is the one that I already did. Darn it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I'm decidedly not upstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Dude.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
No, go back.
And then
I want
perhaps
the
the strangest
thing.
question of them all
Sad
entered
face.
Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the
Sounds
voice
like
speak these words was quite a
Stanley's in a
shock to
padded
Stanley.
cell somewhere.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No!
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
There must have been like 1,000 hours worth of voice
normal.
acting in this game, and I love it.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
But yet it's not.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, sad face. This game's humor is absolutely amazing. And
This
I love
is the
how...
story of a woman named Mariella.
Ooh, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I love all of the different commentaries of this game. Like, you know, boring dead end job, capitalism being normal. There's something in my eye and it hurts real bad like.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his
coworkers. Alright, so I think that's everything that way.
Well by himself,
so now I'm going to go straight to the actual... I'm going to go the way he tells me basically what's going to happen here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. Because I do good stuff. I do good follow directions.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
do unbelievably amazing
Stanley
work all the time, every day with no
expectation
of promotional recognition.
Might find an answer there.
I've already got the broom closet ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
My right eye is having issues. Executive bathroom, nice. But it's got a gold toilet seat. Okay, to the boss's office. Or the boffice, as it was called.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, I'm not going to get any extra...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 284. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in 2845.
Why'd I do it too?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
The narrator's really tired of my crap. Where's the one with the polar bear? Like how the office is different in this one. Oh look, a generator. Yes, I'm gonna go this way. We're going down. You probably hear it in my voice, but I'm super duper sniffly. I got the sniffles. I don't know want to have the sniffles, but I have the sniffles.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ooh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ah! Not in your life,
Although this
bucko.
passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Hey, I'm a millennial. That's what we're all about, right?
The door
Violent
behind
death.
him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Or,
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
once again, millennial. Going down. Oh, you really do just walk to your death. Nice. I can respect that. You know, being a millennial and all. Oh, maybe I'm not dead yet.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
This will save me.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Why did the
In a
voice
single
change?
visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, I guess not. Stanley. The Stanley
And yet it would
parabola.
be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Ooh, this is new. I can dig it.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The Office. Ooh. Ooh, commentary on the ultimate meaninglessness of life. Button sounds. They have different button sounds. Selection of sounds we use are when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I like 5. Filing cabinet's pretty self-explanatory. Office computers. Employee database. Loading employee something. Damn, I can never turn them back on. Aha, I finally got to turn that one off. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Alright, what's all this about? The 2 doors. The set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Nice. I love the little insights on like how they create, and I mean they're probably just yanking my chain here, but if not, the insights on like what the thought process kind of was in creating the game. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Ooh, nice. The Stanley parabola. Credits. And the impeccable Kevin Brighting. Wow, they only had 1 person on programming? Wow. That dude must have worked just like 18-hour days the entire time production was a thing. The office. The maintenance room. 431 through 436. A copier. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer. The point of the Stanley remix is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image of the clock there before. Remember, how did I go back? How can you check for me? Larger, bigger, words, words, words. Green light. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which was still enough to win the community's approval. Nice. From Mario's, the lights. What do the lights in the control rooms do? I really want to know. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use their further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them, so here are a selection of those emails. What is this strange number? Can anyone tell me what's the significance of this number? Are you spying at me? The apartment timer. The previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay, so that's good. I kind of wish they'd have left that so I would know. The cargo lift. Cargo lift was always intended to offer a choice on staying or jumping to a different path. However, after the early version, we decided we also wanted the option for the player to fall to their death. Respect. The cargo lift. Second version was functionally the same as the final game, but we wanted to look more to a place where the cargo was actually stored. Nice. We have one option, two options. There's a vent option? That sounds dope. Obey, disobey, but... Oh wait, I think I've done the vent option. I've definitely done the confusion ending. I'll probably have to add like a timestamp or something like that where you can like skip ahead if you don't want all this stuff, but I think this is really cool, like seeing how it was made and what decisions they went through and whatnot. Zending levers. Originally part of the Z ending, the player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they pulled. Zending. Screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Oh yeah, that's the portal ending. I've done that. And I remember the orange rooms as well. Did the game freeze? I love it that there are so many branching paths. Narrator outtakes. Kevin Briding, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from the early takes that were not used in the final game. The underground. Originally the underground part of the game. Nice, nice. Alright, I'll probably give this place a quick explore and then I'll, you know, end the episode because this is a different ending. The Freedom ending. Very first incarnation of the Freedom ending in the game's alpha. The countdown desk. Freedom ending. The Freedom ending as it existed in beta. Nice. Oh, I was just here, so everything, all paths lead to... The game is now paused. Begin the game again. The escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. I mean, that's why you gotta do the Valve thing, right? And play test early and often. Oh, already seen that? So this way! Yeah. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down. The freedom above... Oh, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up or what was down and placed the two endings together instead. That sounds a bit condescending, but I'm here for it. The countdown room. Well, this is showing me any... It's a good thing this game's been out for like a decade, because if not... Hey, I've already been here. Sad face. The Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Switch you to off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh, I actually died there. See, now I want to do the quit ending, but they said that they had merged it into another ending. Okay, so it looks like my game's frozen yet again. I don't know what to... Maybe it's a computer. I probably need like a Windows update or something like that. Okay, yeah, no, I've been going for a little while now, and the game keeps freezing on me, so I'm going to end the episode here. In the next one, I think I might try to retrace my steps and get back to that path, but I'll try to get the ending where I exit from the quit menu and just, like, see if that works. And then after that, I think that all that I really have left is to obey what the narrator says and go through the mind control. Because I'm pretty sure those are all the endings that I have left. But I don't know. We'll find out in the next episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!